You've heard of a summer camp, a soccer camp, a boot camp. Some are enjoyable, some are torture. Well, a group of 8 young men have given up their summer camps for an app camp. Their summer holidays for an app camp where they're learning how to make their fortunes in the mobile phone technology.
Hey guys, Cal Davidson here. I'm one of the Kainos App Camp 2011 team. So if you have absolutely no idea what App Camp is, it is a summer camp run by Kainos where you can learn to develop apps for mobile technologies at their offices for 68 weeks. Link in the description if you want to find out more about that. If you're thinking about applying, I definitely recommend it. With that said, I'm sure you're wondering what I've actually spent my 68 weeks developing. Well, today I get to walk you through my app. It's called MakeSense, and I'll show you how it works in a second. I know those of you following the fan page on Facebook have been kept up to date with its development, and if you have no idea what any of this is and maybe you just stumbled across this video, check out the links in the description. If you like the app, join our Facebook page. The app is on the App Store now, both a full and a light version, so if you want to try it out for free, download the light version, and if you like it, feel free to buy it. Okay, so if you don't already know, MakeSense is an application targeted at families affected by autism and is designed to let the parent/carer create informative guides for the autistic user. These guides can be about anything. Maybe you want some important information across in a fun visual way, or maybe you just want to find a little more out about the autistic user and help them develop their understanding of the things around them. So as you can see, in MakeSense we have 3 sections: our list of guides, the MakeSense map, and the control panel. And I'll talk to you about all of these as we go through the app. The first time you start up MakeSense, I've made a few guides on how to actually use the app. And if you're wondering what the picture inside the jigsaw pieces represent, in MakeSense you can actually organize your guides using folders. And this is shown in the app using a tree and leaf visual representation. That is, if a guide belongs to a folder, you can see the folder as a tree, and all the guides within it are its leaves. Right, so we know where our guides will show up when we've created them, but how do we create them? Well, all the management of the content you create is done in the control panel. Now, if you're thinking, well, anyone could access the control panel and delete or mess up anything I've made, don't worry, because there is an account preferences section which lets you set a password and password hints, which you'll see in action right now. While I'm here, actually, I'll show you how the tips work. If you actually don't want those tutorial guides in your MakeSense list, just turn tips off and it will get rid of them. If you want them back, just turn tips on again. It's a good idea to have them off once you've read them, because they have information that is not only relevant to the parent/carer, but it could also confuse the autistic user. For example, in fact, I'll show you guys in a second while I do it. So I'm going to type in my password here once I've locked and unlocked it, and I'm going to get it wrong. So what happens if I forget my password? Well, there is a secret password in one of the tutorial guides in the Finding Your Roots folder. Use that to access the control panel and just change your password to something you'll remember. So obviously it wouldn't be a good idea to have the tips on in case someone could read that password and get unsecure access to the app all the time. So let's make a guide. As you can see, we've done quite a lot here. I've quickly typed in a guide title. I'm going to manage its pages, and I'll put in a feedback section, which I'll do now. Feedback is a nice way to find out what the autistic user thought of your guide, although the questions and answers are completely up to you, so you could ask anything you want. As you can see here, I'm just having 2 positive answers, even though one of them is portrayed negatively. I'm going to add a page here. Again, going to add a title for the sake of organization. If you make a guide with a ton of pages, maybe say you have 6 pages, it's a good idea to label them page 1, page 2, etc. So if you come back to edit this guide or rearrange page order, you know which page is which. So I'll make a page with everything in it. I'm going to add my first paragraph, and you can see here by the visual background where it's going to be on the page. So just going to type in something small. This is my first page, and save it. So the only thing that's actually required here to make a page is media, and that can be a picture from your photo album or a video, and you can either take one right there and then using a recording button, or you can choose from libraries I've just done here to get a house in. And the stuff like last paragraph and first paragraph and sound, they're all optional. You don't need them in. If you wanted to have a guide with 5 pages and 5 different videos, that's completely fine. So I'm just going to go outside here. I'm going to record my own voice. uh, just you won't hear it anyway because I'm talking over this demo. But you can see here it'll work quite well. I can play it, they hear it again. I can clear it and try a new one, or I can just turn it off and save. So I've got everything on my page. I think we'll leave it at that. We can look into what that page would actually look like if I want to edit it. And you can see here I could go in to edit it and edit its current information, which is all saved, or I could make changes to it and update it. I can also move it and rearrange it. So if there was other pages in this list, it would change the page order. So again, if I want to delete it, just swipe to delete and press the delete button and it will get rid of that page. I'm going to save this guide. So our guide's made, it's in our list. Let's see what it looks like. So you can see here's all the stuff we've entered. There's our first paragraph, our picture, our last paragraph, and our sound. Just playing my sound here. If I click the picture, I can see it in full screen. Or sorry, press the picture. If I press it again, go back to normal. I'm going to go to my feedback page, which is always at the last page. You can see my question and answers here. I'm going to choose yes. So as you can see, that if the autistic user was reading this guide, they would provide the feedback and I could come in and look at what they've chosen just to find out if they like the guide, or because you can ask anything you want, you can really find out anything you want about whatever guide you're deciding to make. So yeah, it looks quite nice. I'll quickly show you guys some of the tip guides. As you can see here, this is just one on how to set all your account preferences, and I should get to show you a really cool feature now. Okay, so we've made a guide. Let's say we've made a guide called public transport and we want to place it on the map beside a bus stop. And we'll assign this guide to the guide we've just made. So when I'm near that page, or when I'm on the map and I can see that pin on the map, if I go to my nearby list, it'll show me all the things that I'm nearby, see inside this guide, and I can click on it and view it. It's just a really nice way to provide the information when you think they would need it the most. Of course, you don't need to use this map feature. This could be a completely homebound app if you really want to. So, guys, I hope you like that. Definitely recommend if you are family affected by autism to try it out. It's on the App Store now, both full and light version. And thanks for all the guys who have supported me in the development of it. And hopefully you like it. Thanks, guys.